The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate, we go visit real estate in Ocala. We go to WEC with my daughters, and Skips is here. It's all just ahead. It's You Have Real Estate.
You Have Real Estate is proudly sponsored by Renewal by Andersen, your full-service window and door replacement company. Learn more at rbafla.com.
Welcome to You Have Real Estate, brought to you by my wonderful friends at Renewal by Andersen. I am your host, Justin Clark. A wonderful show ahead today, but first, the opening statement. I get this question a lot from you. You are in the market to buy a home. Do you want to buy a home that's existing or buy a home from a developer? You know, you see them throwing up these houses everywhere with the big flags in front. What is better for you, buying something existing or buying something brand new? It's a question that maybe we can't answer, but it's a question we're going to try to answer and do what's best for your family here today. Also, we're going to visit some amazing houses up in Ocala, and we're going to Ocala because I actually am going up to a horse show with my daughters this weekend at the World Equestrian Center. And before that, though, as we do before every single horse show, we're going to go get my kids. I spent too much time at work, Joe, clearly.
I hear you.
Go get my kids' clothes at Skips, as we always do, because he's just the best. A wonderful show ahead, but first, bring in Joe Takacs here. Joe, how are you, buddy? Good to see you.
Doing so good. Thanks so much, man.
I wanted to see you today because, first, you're handsome, awesome guest, of course, but also because you've seen both sides of this. You've worked for the big developer, selling new real estate, but you've also done the other side of it many times as well. What are the differences?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the key advantages to going to the development side and working with the builder is honestly just the interest rate buy down that they're ultimately going to be putting out on the market. So it's really great for affordability for customers, but a lot of the times they're going to cover your closing costs as well. So your kind of point of entry to be able to purchase new construction is really great. And then, I mean, on terms of just comparing it to pre-existing homes, there's a lot of deferred maintenance that you're not going to have to worry about for a long time. Everything's new.
Yeah. So when it comes to new houses, though, I've also heard horror stories about, it's $350,000 or $500,000, but then once you add up all these upgrades, it's another 100 or 200, and it almost was hidden from people. Do you ever see that happen as well?
Not particularly. Okay, they're pretty transparent, and all of the builders that you see here, it's going to be contractual. So they're going to show you, hey, did I put quartz countertops in here? Is there a higher level cabinet? So common misconception for sure, but a lot of the times and all the times it's going to be super transparent on the contract that's going to be going through to them and detailing everything that's there.
What about technology? So when I think about buying a brand new house versus an existing house, I think maybe it's more technologically advanced. Is there a lot more technology in these new houses?
It definitely depends on the area, but I would say the thing that is super advanced for all of the new home construction is really just going to be the eco-friendliness. All of them are going to have the LED lights, the double pane, hurricane impact resistant windows, and really just be super good for energy efficiency. And there are some communities that ultimately highlight, hey, we're going to give you a security system, Alexas, in-house speakers, and the whole shebang.
Yeah, so it's been a weird year for real estate, I would say. So the market was incredibly hot for the last couple of years. We know that with the pandemic and everything. And then this year it's been a little bit weird, I guess, because the interest rates went up, and it really did significantly impact the real estate market. And maybe even if it wasn't impacting the prices as much, it was affecting the inventory and really the time on the market for these houses. What have you seen this year thus far?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm so thankful for Aura because they come out with these reports every single month that we can refer to. Since September of last year, literally our inventory has more than doubled.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And the interest rates do play a very major key factor in all of that. But ultimately, I think that one of the unique things about where we're ultimately at in the position as purchasers and even on the sell side is understanding what your position is in the market. It's a really healthy market where we've got about 5.5 months of inventory right now, and I think it's going to be superb for both parties to be able to negotiate well on behalf of each other and get into really great positions to be able to do so.
Yeah, so we just had an election, as you know. You don't have to say who you were for or whatever, it's broadcast television, but how do you think that election will affect real estate?
Yeah, I mean, politics aside, I think the way that the market responded to the election results and everything was obviously a positive. it's ultimately just going to come down to how everything else responds to the Federal Reserve, what they're going to do for our buyers and our purchasers who are really looking just for interest rates. That's what's one of the main things that's going to impact affordability.
Sure.
So it's really going to be up to the whole entire government and the feds to be able to do the right thing and put people in a prime position to be able to purchase.
What do you think about next year? Predictions on 2025 in the Central Florida real estate market, what's going to happen?
I think the really cool thing is kind of catering back to the inventory. We have a lot of homes, and the days on market have been, I mean, they were in the 40s all throughout 2023, and now we're getting close to 60 on times of average. So I think it's going to stay. But the good thing is I do expect interest rates to come down and almost kind of create a little bubble of like a buyer's market to where they're going to have the ability to negotiate closing costs and all of those great things. But again, I think it's going to be awesome for both sides of it. Healthy market, low interest rates, opportunities for everybody.
Is it safe to say almost that 2 years ago the market wasn't healthy at all? Because literally you would put a house on the market and you could have 40 different offers within a couple of days. I mean, that's not necessarily healthy for a buyer either. So everyone was bragging about the market back then, but it's almost safe to say that that was not a healthy market.
Healthy for sellers.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, the unique thing about all that is like, yes, buyers were getting super aggressive, waiving appraisals, doing all the nuts things, but they also had 3% interest rates. So, you know, we saw a ton of appreciation between 2020 and, you know, end of 2022 for good reason because of those key factors.
That's right.
But the buyers also had tons of interest rate. And I mean, I'm sure as Dallas and you guys know, an interest rate is hundreds and hundreds of dollars in a median purchase price.
No doubt about it. There's an area of Central Florida that you know very well. That would be Oviedo, Winter Springs. You pretty much grew up in that area, right?
Yeah, I've been there a whole life.
And you showed me this property that's on the market right now. Beautiful 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath over in Winter Springs. Tell me about this one. Diamond Dove Court.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous property. 3-story townhome, super close proximity.
Pretty
to
cool
everything.
neighbor too.
Yeah, he's all right. But really beautiful community. It's got a community pool. It is right around 2,400 square feet plus, just spectacular. And it's one of those communities where you're close to Winter Springs High. It's off of Tuscaloosa and 434. You can drive your golf cart over to the Publix that's right there with tons of shops. And I mean, what better place to be able to be in Seminole County with great schools?
Yeah. So when you start looking at a townhome versus a condo versus single-family residence, what are some of the positives of a townhome versus the other two?
So obviously everybody's going to say, hey, well, your HOA payment's a little bit higher. But the cool thing is, depending on your HOA and who's ultimately governing that, you might not be responsible for the roof or exterior facets. And plus, I'm not cutting my grass, which is a great thing. So those are definitely some of the benefits. And most of the time, those HOA payments are going to, you know, you almost have to save for a new roof if you have a single family home. And it almost lines up directly.
Do you remember the last time you cut your grass?
No.
I don't either.
Yeah.
It just scared me. I'm going to sound bougie, I guess, going to the horse show, and I haven't cut my grass in as long as I can remember. But Joe, always a pleasure to see you, buddy.
Such
if you'd
a
like to
pleasure.
see this property, he can show it to you this weekend. 407-205-0400. Very quick break. When we return, You Have Real Estate continues. Hi everyone, Justin here, the beautiful Michaela as well, at our house. People say, is this really your house? We're at our house
really
right
our
now.
house.
Really our house. But how well do you really know your AC unit?
I mean, seriously, do you know what it takes to keep it cool and keep you comfortable every single night?
I definitely don't.
Neither do I.
I'm not great at this kind of thing, but the experts certainly do.
Absolutely.
The experts over at Duquesne and Old Ash really take care of our unit all the time. You know, I think when it comes to your AC unit and fixing things, we're kind of all in the same boat. Clueless. I'm clueless. You're clueless. I think you might even be a little bit better at this sort of thing than I am.
Not really.
But when it comes to the comfort in our home, we don't have to be clueless, or we can all be clueless together. And let's bring the professionals in.
Absolutely. When we trust our Duquesne dealers, I mean, they know everything and they really hold your hand. And more importantly, they know what they're doing and they know how to keep your house cool.
And you know, I'm actually okay with them holding your hand because I'm so happy to have them here that
Because
that's the
because
one
it's not hot
time
in here.
another guy can hold your hand. I'm good with that.
That works for me. When you choose Duquesne, you're not just picking any service. You're picking peace of mind. They've got your back so you don't have to worry about a thing.
No less, worry less, trust Duquesne.
Give them a call today to schedule your service with the AC experts. Duquesne, they
know AC. So
we don't
you
have
and
to.
I and you and Stella don't have to. Thank you, Duquesne. Welcome back to the show. I've wanted to make this introduction to you for quite a while. I'm not sure why we haven't done it yet. My daughters, both horseback riders, they have both been since they were 3 years old. So one of the places that we always go to before they have an event or really just any time that they need any new clothes for horseback riding, it's Skip's. That's all there is to it. Joined by the namesake himself, the founder, the CEO. Skip is here. How are you, buddy? Good to see you.
Good, good. Thank you for
What an
bringing us on.
amazing brand that you've created. Everyone in Central Florida and beyond really knows Skip's. When it comes to any sort of outerwear like this, they know Skip's. How the heck did you start this?
Well, Justin, it goes back to 1979. It'll give up my age a little bit, but you know, I feel great.
There was
It's
a
been
very,
challenge.
very nice man born that year, by the way, too.
Exactly. Thank you. I didn't want to bring that up.
That's okay, buddy.
Okay, yeah, we started in '79, and actually, I just graduated, and we were on the road with my wife, and we decided to go to Florida because we were out north, you know, and once it got cold, we couldn't do anything. We sold at flea markets. So we come down here. Sanford was our main base. Then we went to Maitland, Longwood. I'd send my wife to Cocoa. I bought 3 trucks. Before you knew it, I had 18 employees. Then I built my first building in Osteen, which is where it all began. That goes back in '83. So I built the building. I had Seventh-day Adventists built it, and that's when they told me that they don't work on Saturdays, and I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
They go, but we'll work on Sundays. I said, great, because I was trying to get open for the holiday season. We opened it up. It was half a store. It was not even 1,800 square feet, and the rest where I could park a 40-foot trailer in there and all my trucks in the back. Nobody knew it. So it was like hidden behind the scenes, but that was all our inventory. So it was a crapshoot, but it ended up turning out really good, and from there, we sprouted out. I opened up over 13 stores within 10 years, and we owned the market for a long time. And a lot of people started moving in, competing. That didn't bother us as much as, you know, other things, you know, having controls, being able to do things that you want. And I'm a family man. I got 2 kids, and I couldn't enjoy them enough because, you know, all I do is work. So I had to back off a little bit. And here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
But I still feel that you have a relentless work ethic. Is that not true? I just
true.
get that feeling from you, and I think
true.
that relentless effort that you put in all these years has really made your customers so happy, but that brand so strong, to the point now where we have this store in Daytona.
Yes.
Like, you got to talk about this a little bit. This place is huge, it's amazing, and one of a kind.
Yes. I actually bought it back in 2015. I was in Greece, and with both my kids, and I get a phone call, Skip, there's an Office Max available in the Best Buy Plaza. I go, not the one across from the Speedway. Now, I had a store. I've had 4 stores in Daytona. I was never happy. They were never big enough to satisfy our needs for what the consumer wanted. Yeah. They've always been too small. So, and I always max them out. So I go, how big is it? He said 25,000 square feet.
It's like a Home Depot.
My eyes lit up. My son goes, you know, we're looking at each other, you know, and when you lose your spouse, you're not supposed to buy or sell anything the first year. So I'm trying to think, how do I pull this off? So I told Steve, look, I'll wire you a deposit, but I can't close till 2016. He goes, I can't do that. I go, geez, I'm going to go against everybody's will here.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll close. So thank God I had an amazing engineer, Bill Weinog. They own Wekiva Island. His wife's my daughter's godmother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's an engineer. He's off the charts. Actually, he's retiring coming up this next week. They've got a surprise party for him. They're great folks, both of them are. He comes in, and I told him, I says, do it to it. So he gave me a budget of what I should spend if we did it all in faux. Then we started looking and looking and looking. He goes, no, you got to do the real deal. You're going to build a city. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, I envision like 20 buildings in that place. I go, what? So he had a place in Edgewater on the water. We're there. We had a couple of, you know, pops, and he gets a napkin out like he always does.
Yeah.
He's done that with my house, with my son's house. So he starts drawing up this city. And I'm like, you're crazy. He puts a saloon in the middle of the store. I go, what? I go, what are we going to do with the saloon? He goes, you're going to give free beer and wine.
Yeah.
Liquor upstairs. I said, there's no way I can't do that, you know? He goes, do it. You'll be the only one around. So now I started ordering a custom bar that wrapped up in this 4,000 square foot building. It's as big as the Osteen store, the bar is. We don't sell any liquor,
Right.
and we don't offer it to you unless you purchase something. because that's like enticing the customer. So you can't do that.
Yeah.
So you got to buy sober.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, but the buildings are all amazing that are in there, and everything that's in there, there's a lot of detail, and we had a lot of vendor support also. From all our main manufacturers, they chipped in, and even recently, within the last year, Ariat came in, Wrangler came in. These are billion-dollar companies, and they spent a ton of money. They wanted their stuff to look the best. And the customers appreciate it. When they walk in, it's like, oh, well, I got to buy something.
Yeah, and the customers appreciate Skip, and they appreciate the name Skips. But
Yes,
the
sir.
reason why, over the years, you've cultivated this trust is because of the Western wear for men, women, children, and the quality of what you have in your stores. You've got to describe that for us.
Yeah, everything that we do, first off, based on what we're discussing as far as Western boots or work boots, we offer a 30-day comfort guarantee with all our work boots. So if you don't like them after 30 days, bring them back, no hassles. We don't even care. You know, is it the size? Was it the width? You don't like the fit? You don't like the color? Just bring it back. Hassle-free. As far as our boots go, and all the boots that we do carry in the store, apart from all the other product, it's all branded goods where you can go online with your little phone and pull it up, and you'll see that we're cheaper. You know, we make sure that kind of hurt, you know, having to deal with that for years, but I've overcome it because my son handles the website, and he does a phenomenal job with my daughter-in-law. And then, you know, like our whole team really pays attention. You know, they all got their jobs to do, and we stay on top of that. So finally, I started making my own boots, custom boots. So I took Luke Casey, for example, and we couldn't get enough Luke Casey's, and that's another story, but Luke Casey's one of the most elite boots made out there. They used to make boots for the cavalry, going back that far. A lot of celebrities, movie stars. So I says, I want to be that guy. So we have a lot of special events that we used to do with Luke Casey, and they backed off. They didn't want to do it. They seen what kind of business we did. Yeah. So actually, the president of Luke Casey worked for me for 10 years.
Really?
I brought him in from Texas. He was a Cavender's guy, very smart. Paid him double what he was making. Paid for his move. He lived at Sable Point. He'd play golf 5 days a week. I couldn't even play one. So thank God he went back.
That's right.
That's all I could say. Yeah. But anyways, we grew. You know, we opened like 7 stores together. And he educated me a lot in certain areas. He polished me up a lot, may I say, because I have no filter. I'll tell you the way it is because I'm honest and I'm fair. So dealing with the customers every day, I shouldn't have done that. But I gained, like you said, a lot of trust. Sure. Because people know that, you know, I work. And, you know, you can go anywhere, and my name carries itself, like you said. So we did these boots called, you know, natural under our name, Skips. And everything from the box, the packaging, the cones that are in there, you put them on. There's only one manufacturer that makes boots that have full hung lining. There's no stitching on the sides. You put them on and they feel like a bedroom slipper. I don't care if it's a $300 boot or a $2,000, they're gonna fit you the same way. And if you wear a medium width, they're gonna fit you like a glove. They're beautiful. We've had a lot of compliments. That's our go-to boot if they really want to try something good. We don't push it on customers because they know brands.
And yeah, we'd like you to visit either store, of course, but website as well.
Oh, the .com's doing great. John does a really good job. We try and ship within 24 hours. We've got a pretty good team. A lot of support from all our vendors. You know, we do a lot of drop ships too. It's something that, you know, most of the bigger guys that are out there, they do a lot more drop ships than we do, because we like to have the product. That way we know we'll get it out the same day. And it works out great. It's costly, but it makes it easier for convenience for customers that are all over the USA.
Skips Western Outfitters, the man himself, Skip. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Thank you so much for bringing me on, Justin.
I call him the mayor of Osteen. You know, I don't know if that's technically true or not, but he feels like the mayor of Osteen to me. Go check out Skip's Boots today, please. A very quick break. As I said, a little trip up to Ocala to visit with my daughters. But what's the real estate like in Ocala now, as You Have Real Estate continues? You own a house, you need to have your windows and sliding glass doors checked right away. I'll tell you why. Joined by my good friend Dan Bringman, Renewal by Anderson. How do I know, Dan, when it's time to have my windows and sliding glass doors checked?
Well, it's a great question because it's not always obvious. One of the ways that sticks out immediately is that energy bill. We have to make, well, we've seen it go up all year long. Got a couple cool days now. A couple other ways are they're not functioning properly. You have some dust on the seals, and also just water infiltration, or maybe you heard a lot of rattling during some wind and so forth.
Absolutely. QR code is on the screen for you right now. What does it cost to have you and your design team come out and see what's going on with my windows?
Absolutely nothing but your time.
That's a beautiful thing, and they're going to come check it out, tell you exactly what you need or don't need sometimes. But a lot of people say, well, Dan, you know, I'm worried about the economy. I don't want to write a big check right now. You've done amazing things to make this almost free sometimes when you compare it to your electric bill.
Absolutely, and it's a great thing to be concerned about, but we take the worry away. What we've done is we've extended our finance plans, and we call them our easy pay plans, and they go up to 148 months, or I'm sorry, 144 months, and we go as low as 5.97. I mean, that's like really low. Most terms out there go as high as 12, 14%.
And if you think about what you're paying every month versus how you're going to save money on your electricity bill, this is almost free for you and a no-brainer. Dan, always good to see you, buddy. Do yourself a favor right now. Hit the QR code on the screen and call Renewal by Anderson today. Welcome back to the show. You know, a few times a year, my daughters get to go to a horse show, and their favorite place to go is a place called WEC, the World Equestrian Center up in Ocala. I love WEC, but even more than that, I love Ocala. I love Marion County. I love that northern part of Florida, and really a great place for you to get a bargain on real estate, whether it's purchasing a primary home or purchasing investment real estate. Ocala and Marion County, still fantastic places to buy. Our go-to for the Marion County area, obviously, Elisha Lopez, Ocala Realty World. Hi, Elisha, how are you?
Good.
So I'll swing by. Maybe you can prepare a little dinner for us or something, because I'm going to be at WEC, if you don't mind. I heard you can cook or no?
Yeah,
a little.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured you could.
Yeah.
But every time I go to WEC, I get excited because I get to spend time in Ocala. As soon as I get up to the Ocala exit, I feel like I'm in a little bit of a different part of Florida, a different part of the world. It's beautiful with the farms and everything. What has Ocala meant to you since you've moved there 20-something years ago?
Blessings.
Yeah.
For me and my family, and not just my family, but my work family too. Ocala has blessed all of us immensely that when we moved there, it'll be almost 21 years ago, we never expected to be as blessed as we are.
There's one place, obviously, to turn for real estate in northern Florida, and that's Ocala Realty World. But how did you really get your start in real estate, and how did we start Ocala Realty World?
Good story. So I never had any intention to ever get into real estate, and when I was in my junior year of design school, because interior design, just beautiful, sparkly, shiny things is what makes me happy. So that's where I was going, but that's also when I had met my husband, and he was already in real estate. And I just I was his sidekick and became his assistant, and then I learned the business from the opposite way that most agents do. And then I got licensed when we moved to Ocala because interior design was not something that there was a market for it at that time.
Yeah.
And when we moved here, he's like, well, I guess you got to get your real estate license then. And I did, and became his buyer's agent. He trained me exactly like he got trained, which was the right way. That's why we have longevity in the business. And then he pushed me to become a listing agent as well. And then when a REO account became available, I had to be a broker. So we just went, I got my broker's license, and the rest is history.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a QR code on the screen for you right now that will connect you directly with Elisha in Ocala Realty World. She can send you listings as they become available, or you're thinking about selling your property in northern Florida and you want to get an accurate value of it, she'd be happy to do that for you as well. Let's say that I'm watching us on TV right now. I'm in Winter Park, right? And I want to get into investing in real estate, but I feel outpriced here in densely populated Central Florida, and I do want to consider going up to Marion County to invest in real estate. What would you tell that person to invest in?
Well, it depends. Are they looking to fix and flip, or are they looking to purchase it, have it rented out, and then hold on for a while?
Yeah.
So depending on what.
Let's say fix and flip. What would you do?
Well,
where would you go? Where would I look?
Honestly, like I would say 80% of Marion County is a great spot to, to invest in, because we're just constantly growing, and a 3-2 two-car garage on a quarter acre in Marion County is going to be still about 40% less than anywhere.
I have this weird fascination about purchasing land and then, like, you know, Bucky's coming in and buying it for me down the road or something like that. What do you tell people who are interested in investing in land?
Well, it's easy.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to buy it and then you sit on it. You don't have to mow the lawn. You don't have to maintain the property.
Right.
You just have to have patience.
That's right.
And that patience will definitely pay off in the end because they don't make more land.
That's right. What about horse farms? How are those super expensive, or is it kind of inexpensive? I don't know how that works in Ocala.
I mean, they can be.
Yeah.
It just all depends on area, how many acres that you want, how many stalls that you need, and all the extras that come with it. But no matter what, it's still going to be way more affordable than buying a farm in Homestead and down south in Davie.
Right.
Really anywhere.
You know, I've always had a fascination as well with just west of Marion County, Levy County, just because I've driven through there a few times and I see so much potential. How would you describe Levy County to someone who's never been there?
It is in the middle of nowhere, is what it feels like. But that's what Marion County felt like when we moved there almost 21 years ago. We used to like, where are we? At 6 o'clock back then, everything closed, which that's Levy County. And now, you know, it's just like any other like rural area, you know, the town outside the big city, that you have everything and things are coming in. But for Levy, little by little, things are getting built out. But it's a great place to invest and hold that land for years and make more money.
I totally agree. If you're interested in real estate, I would absolutely download the app right now. It's not the app, the QR code on the screen, because it'll connect you directly with Ocala Realty World, and she can send you things literally as they come on the market. Or sometimes Elisha will have some insight into some pocket listings that are not even on the market yet, and she can get an idea of what you're looking for, whether it's to invest or whether it's for a place for your family to live. Because as Elisha said, 40% less. So if you feel priced out of the market here and you're going to continue to rent that apartment, but you'd rather own a house, Ocala's not that far away, and again, 40% less.
Oh, yeah.
Where is this market going to go in the next year, you think, in Ocala?
Well, it's Florida.
Yeah.
So the market's only going to stay strong, continue to get strong, but no matter how high prices go, Marion County's still always going to be more affordable. Even if it's not the purchase price of the home, it's going to be insurance, it's going to be taxes. So no matter what, it's going to be a better deal.
That's right. Well, we'll see you up there for dinner sometime this evening, I guess, after the show.
With the
Who
tea and
knows?
coffee.
Yeah, QR code on the screen right here. I do love Marion County. I love Ocala. And I love taking the kids to horse shows as well. Thank you to our awesome guest today, Skip. Thank you for coming in. Go visit Skip's as well. To our amazing crew in the studio, as always, you guys did a wonderful job. Even Tyson is here today. Hey, buddy. How are you? Good to see you. And, you know, this is a new audience today. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll be here with you every single weekend. Until next time, You Have Real Estate continues. Have you been threatened by the IRS? You are not helpless. You have the power to fight wage garnishments and fight levies on your accounts. I'm Justin Clark. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your financial life.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.